I'm here. Why am I here? Oh, because it's time for a video. Oh, I must have forgot. Okay, in today's video, I find some really cool stuff. I find Christmas items, I find whimsical items, and I find some vintage items. So what more could you ask from a thrifting video? Not much. Okay, well, let's get this video started. The first thing I found at this Goodwill was this Santa Claus trinket box. Goodwill was asking $5.99 for it. Now, it didn't have a brand name, but when I looked them up on eBay, they were selling for around $20 to $25. I stayed in the same section where I saw this Santa's Enchanted Mailbox where kids can magically mail a letter to Santa. They were asking $9.99 for it, and I've sold these before online, and I've gotten $35 for them. Well, it wasn't long before I found another Christmas item. It was this well-made Santa figure. It was priced at $9.99. It was made by Susan Wingett. It was dated 1998 and sells for $35 on eBay. Well, I was finally done searching their holiday section, so I decided to walk over to the other side of the store and see what they had over there. When I got to this side, I noticed this Ant-Man helmet. Well, it's actually a popcorn bucket, and it's only sold at AMC theaters. They were asking $5.99 for it, and online, these go for up to $35. Well, the next thing I bumped into was this piece of old exercise equipment. It was called 6-Second Abs.
Wow!
They were asking $6.99 for it, and some of this old equipment still has value. Well, on eBay, these are still selling for $30. The next thing I saw was this box with shiny buttons on it. Well, I didn't know what it was, but for $3.99, I figured I'd put it in a cart and look it up later. Well, it's time to be heading to the next store. Oh, that black box just turned out to be a black box with shiny buttons on it. So I just put it back. Well, first let me apologize for bragging about, you know, my physique. I mean, just get right to it and say it. Now, I didn't mean to embarrass anybody who's not in the shape that I am, but, I get a little proud of all the work I put in. Okay, now let's get on to the next store where I find this really funny palm tree that dances. Yeah, it dances kind of like me. Not as good as me, but kind of like me. And I also find this Disney laptop. So come on to the next store and I'll show you what I found there. When I got to this second store, I decided to start my search on the figurine aisle where I saw this angel figure. Goodwill had it priced at $6.99. It was made by this company Roman Inc., and I sell a lot of their stuff. And on eBay, they're going for around $35. As I was walking down this row, I noticed up on that top shelf this animated dancing palm tree. Well, Goodwill had it priced at $6.99, and when I looked them up online, they were going for around $35. So it went home with me. The next thing I found was also up on the top row. It was this decorate your own Christmas ornament set. They wanted $4.99 for it, and on eBay they go for 15 to 20, but I thought it would be an easy sell, so I put it in the cart. About 15 minutes later into my treasure hunt, I noticed what I thought was a brass Santa and his reindeer. They were asking $5.99 for it, but when I picked it up, it definitely wasn't brass. It was just made of a cheap metal. So I just left it right where it was and headed to the next aisle. As I was getting ready to leave, I noticed this Disney carriage laptop. They're made by this company VTech, and they sell for about $40 online. Goodwill was only asking $3.99 for it, so this went right in the cart. Well, we're done searching everywhere at this store, so let's get heading to the next store where we're going to find even better treasures. I bet we will.
At the next stop of the day, I find these two vintage items that I get pretty excited about. The first one was this hand-painted set of Russian nesting dolls, and the second one was this piano-shaped music box, and that already sold. So if you want to find out how much I sold it for, you're going to have to follow me to that next store.
At this last store, in their toy section, I saw this old Mickey Mouse figure. Now, how did I know it was old? Besides that it looked old? Well, it said Walt Disney Productions on the back, and they haven't used that mark since 1986. And you know what? I think I'm going to get $40 for this. I got to this aisle, and right away I spotted this vintage music box. It was shaped like a piano. It was made by this company Thorens, who's a really good maker of music boxes. And then I saw it was only $5.99, and I got real excited because this should go for over $100, maybe more.
I sell a lot of Thorens music boxes, and usually they sell for pretty decent money. But when I got this one home, I realized that the music box wasn't working perfectly, and the door on the piano, when you open it and close it, doesn't shut the music off. So I said, you know what? I'm going to list it for $52.95 plus shipping and see what happens. Well, guess what? It sold within 20 minutes. Boy, did I price this too low. Oh well, you make mistakes in this business. Let's get back to the video while I do a little crying.
Well, I started down this aisle, and I had pretty high hopes for it. It was packed with stuff, but I found out by the time I hit the end of it, it was packed with the wrong stuff. There was only a few more aisles to search at this store, but halfway down this one, I saw these Russian nesting dolls. They were hand painted. They were asking $4.99 for them. They were made in the 90s, and these are special because they were actually made in Russia, and they go for about $40. Well, it's time to leave this store, but you know what? The three pieces in this cart are all vintage, and I thought that was pretty unique because you never find three vintage pieces at one Goodwill.
Okay, guys, well, that's it for this week. So just remember to stay safe out there. Okay, see you in a week.